Let's say you made your net worth and then you find your significant other afterwards. Not that it can't work out, but what I've seen is that like a lot of times coming from your situation where like y'all, let's say you're living on the streets together, homeless, and not saying that,
Yeah,
but
sure.
like when you came up that way and you had nothing and you were together when you had nothing.
Yeah.
Then you see these relationships a lot more stronger when they handle a lot differently than when you're that way before and then you made it together as compared to you made it individually and you met someone after you created your network, which is also for some of you guys can be a risk because now when you are meeting people and you're successful, you're like, okay, well, why is this person coming into my life? What is their motive? But one of the things that I did, and this is important, talking about the sensitivity of those around us. So you got to think about work life and family life, but also separation of those two as far as how you want to present yourself and how much you want to let that ego out. So for example, like in the business world, I tell people, you need to let everybody know there's no vanity issues. You should be telling everybody all your statistics as big and loud and proud as you can. It's not a bad thing to talk about your success in business because it leads to other business. So I was consulting one of the top mortgage brokers in the country and she did like $10 billion in loans. And I was like, you're not telling anybody this on social media. You need to put this out there. Now that's in the business world. Now, in the personal world, I told her, like, when you go around your friends and family around Christmas, what I do is I rarely talk about what I do. So this sounds crazy because, like, in the business world, everybody knows what I do. But around my family, around holidays and Christmas, when I go to my extended family, cousins and nieces and nephews and things like that, they don't even really know what I do. They kind of know Connor's in real estate, but they have no idea to the level of where I'm at because almost everybody in my family, except for a couple of them, are 9-to-5 earners and they don't run a business. And so I try to protect the relationships with them and not make them feel bad about themselves and bring up the fact, that how well I'm doing financially because it can cause problems within the family. But have you ever thought about that? Like your extended family, not just like your wife and kids, but like as you became more successful, did you keep a lot of your like high school and college friends, or I guess you probably moved over here from Scotland, or did you keep any of your current sphere of influence, or did you move up and start working more with other successful agents and those became your friends?
Yeah, honestly, I have a really small circle and I did that probably over the last couple of years. I'm a serial people pleaser. I would go and talk to anyone, hang out with anyone, spend time with anyone, and that gets you in trouble,
Yeah.
I think actually when COVID hit, Denver, where I'm at, got shut down, and it was almost like a blessing in disguise. For me, I was like, okay, this is a time where I can reset a lot of things. I changed a lot of my business model at that point. We did a few different things, but one of them was like, I'm going to minimize this circle that I'm in right now and just keep it to the mission. And I listen to a lot of Andy Frisella's podcast, and there's one where he's talking about anchors and propellers. If your life is a boat, you've got people on there. Some people are propellers who will help you, will push you forward, will cheer for you, will love seeing you be successful. And there's others who are anchors who will bring you down. And it's sometimes not that they're doing it on purpose, but just their negativity, their energy, like everything just brings you down. And if I knew that if I wanted to get to the next stage in life and be successful, I had to cut those anchors off. That's what that's what I did over the last couple of years, actually, and it's honestly been very freeing in a lot of different aspects. In terms of extended family and stuff like that, we don't talk about anything pretty much. They know we're in real estate, but I talk to my dad about money because he's an architect. He started his own business when he was about my age, so growing up, I saw him do that. He's probably the only one that I talk like figures and numbers and money with, just because he understands kind of where I'm trying to get to. That's about it. No one else really knows anything about what we do.
And it's good to do that, by the way. It's not just that we're protecting our family and friends to not feel bad and protect their emotions. You're also protecting yourself from future awkward situations because as family and friends know that you have a decent amount of money, they look at you a lot differently, unfortunately. And they look at you as money, as piggy bank that they can come to and borrow money from. So y'all need to start thinking about that. If you are in a trajectory where you're moving up in life, start thinking about how you want to play that play because it can lead to a lot of problems. And then when you get into lending money to friends, family, and things like that, it can create a lot of issues. Now, also how Louis talking about how his sphere shrank. You've heard the term lonely at the top. As you become more successful, you're going to have fewer people around you. That's just how it is. You're going to have a massive network, meaning you're one text away from lots of people that will want to work with you and do stuff with you. But as far as proximity to close relationships, it's going to shrink as you become more successful.